Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Good evening, everyone. You are looking live inside Harpo's as the Tigers and Tiger fans celebrate a big win over number 21 Texas A&M. The Tigers punch their ticket to Atlanta. Maybe some of these people will be making the trip to the Georgia Dome next Saturday to play the Auburn Tigers. Now, there was plenty surrounding this game. The SEC title, the senior night, Heisman Trophy winner here, a remarkable season, and even a national title. So just 5 things surrounding number 5 Missouri's match against Texas A&M. Let's show you how they get to that win. 19 seniors playing their last game at Faurot Field, including the big defensive end Michael Sam. Mizzou managed only 48 yards of total offense in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, James Franklin led the Tigers on a 7-play, 94-yard drive. Here doing it with his feet, even a 12-yard run to the 40-yard line. And here caps it off with a 38-yard pass to Doriel Green Beckham, who he hits in the back of the end zone. Green Beckham had over 100 receiving yards. That ties the game at 7. Cue the cannon. But this is Johnny Manziel they're playing against, the reigning Heisman winner, and he would not let that lead stand. He hits Darrell Walker for a 32-yard pass. 14-7 Aggies at the half. But Franklin in the third quarter will find the big senior, LaDamian Washington, who's taken down at the 2, been one of the Tigers' biggest offensive assets. Marcus Murphy would finish it off there to tie it at 14. It's Franklin again to Washington in the corner. At first, it's ruled incomplete, but a review says otherwise. 21-14 Tigers heading into the fourth quarter. Now, 4:47 left in the fourth quarter. The game tied at 21. Henry Josie coming back this season after 3 ligament tears in his leg with the biggest run of the season. 57 yards, scores a touchdown, 28-21 Mizzou, and that would be your final score. 13 carries for 96 yards for Josie, and the Tigers win this one 28-21. A shining example here of why college football is so much fun to watch. If you thought that game was big, check this one out. Alabama facing Auburn in the Iron Bowl. That's Nick Marshall, QB for the Auburn Tigers, rushes it in for the first score of the game, 7-0 Auburn in the first quarter. But A.J. McCarron, another Heisman hopeful here, leads the Tide back into this. Game tied at 7. He finds Kevin Norwood for a 20-yard touchdown. That takes a 14-7 lead for the number 1 ranked Crimson Tide. But Marshall's got an arm of his own. He starts the second half with a 13-yard throw to C.J. Uzoma, ties the game at 21. Fourth quarter now, game tied at 21. Alabama on its own 1-yard line. McCarron didn't have a play over 60 yards this season, but he hits Amari Cooper for a 99-yard score, tied up 28-21 with 10 minutes left. To the final minute we go. Marshall passes on 2 options before he finds the third option, and that's the right one. It's Sammy Coates, who rushes it in for a 39-yard score to tie this up at 28. And with 1 second left, Bama kicker Adam Griffith goes for a 57-yarder. A 57-yard field goal to win the game for the Tide that falls just short. And if we're showing this to you, you know something big's about to happen. Chris Davis fields the ball in the back of the end zone. A 100-yard return on that field goal wins the game for Auburn, 34-28. Bama suffers its first loss, and Auburn will represent the SEC West in the conference championship game. Jameis Winston and number 2 Florida State trying to stay undefeated against Florida here. A shot at the national title is within their reach with Bama going down. Not a very Heisman start for Winston, though. Here he's intercepted by Luchis Purifoy. And things wouldn't get going for the Seminoles until the second quarter. Up 3-0, Winston hits Kelvin Benjamin for 23 yards, and Benjamin does the rest. A 45-yard touchdown run puts Florida State up 10-0, and the Seminoles scored 27 unanswered points in this game. In the fourth quarter, Winston gets Benjamin again. They connected 3 times for scores in this game. Benjamin had 212 yards receiving, Winston with 327 passing, and the Noles win it 37-7. And what a championship weekend we've got coming up. Missouri and Auburn in the SEC title game, 2 11-1 teams. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff next Saturday at the Georgia Dome. And then also in the Big Ten Championship, Michigan State playing Ohio State. Ohio State trying to stay undefeated as they take on the 11-1 Spartans. And in the ACC title game, it's Florida State trying to stay undefeated against, that's right, the Duke Blue Devils at 10-2. They've won 8 straight. That game is next Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that is all for sports.